Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and this is going to be the recap review for Queen Sugar episode 4. Now, y'all are probably going to be confused if you are one of the few people that actually watches at least a segment or a little bitty piece of everything that I upload just to show, your love and support for my channel. Because yesterday I recorded something and I'm gonna look completely different, so to speak, because I'm gonna be wearing something different. My hair is gonna be like it's the same, but I have like something on it. Anyway, let me explain to y'all what happened. Yesterday, I made a point to say I'm going to do my recap reviews that I'm behind on for Queen Sugar and for Zatima, which would have been 4 episodes of Zatima and 2 episodes, so I thought, of Queen Sugar. Now, I did the, I think, 5th episode of Queen Sugar yesterday or something like that. It was going to be 2 or 3 episodes. Two or three episodes that I was going to do of Queen Sugar. Okay, so I did the 5th episode and I'm excited. I'm like, yes. I don't know what made me look into it, but I looked right before I was going to start converting the video and I saw that I never uploaded the 4th recap review of Queen Sugar. I know I did the recap review of it. What had to have happened was I was getting close to the top of the rotation list and I came home and I did it. And that's why I know I remember that I did do it. Came home excited because I was like, oh, I'm so excited for this episode. And I knew that I wanted to do the recap review so that I could have less that I would have to do as it got closer to the time for me to be off each day. Because I was always unaware as to whether or not I was going to have to work over, whatever, right? Okay, so I was like, okay, let me see what I'm going to do. Apparently, I did something that I hadn't done in quite some time, which is I sat up there, converted it, and never uploaded it. But this time, I deleted the video. One time I converted it and closed the screen out and didn't pay attention to it and ended up having the video still saved in my phone. So all I had to do was just upload it again, like convert it again and upload it. Yeah, this time I didn't realize it. And I had already deleted it, then deleted it, thinking that I'd already uploaded it and I didn't. So I'm basically going to be redoing that right now so that all of the episodes will be uploaded. So that's what's happening in this moment. That's why you're going to be looking like, okay, this video, she got this on. Then the next video, she got something else on. And then the next recap after that, she got this on, this outfit on again. Like, what's really going on here? That's why. Okay, and also, look, I'm going to start posting videos where y'all are going to see more of my body. So this is my stomach sitting in my lap, okay? That's what's going on here. This is an actual dress. This is an actual dress that I did not wear this summer, but it was really cute and I wasn't up for wearing it. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I'll probably wear it next summer. Even after I've lost weight, I'm going to still have booty and my breast might shrink a little bit, but I will still have ridiculous amount of booty. So I will still be able to pull off the dress with less stomach and all of that. So that's what it is. So that's what y'all are seeing in this moment. This is me sitting here. Every now and again, y'all are going to see me like this, okay? Because I need for y'all to see the real, and I need to see the real whenever I'm looking back. Because there are times I look back on these videos and I'm like, okay, I don't know how I really looked because I'm not looking at the entire picture. I'm really trying to have video evidence of how things looked before I was losing weight versus what I'm going to be looking like as I'm losing weight again. Okay, because y'all, I'm looking into everything. I'm trying to get my stockpile back up of the fresh fruits that I like to have in the house when I'm doing alkaline. And I already have some things that have to be frozen because it's not just readily available here. Whatever, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And certain things, they are fresh, and then I'll freeze them after I have prepped them and did everything I'm gonna do to them because they might have been on sale. Y'all, I'm gonna go into a whole nother video another day about what has gone on. Like, I am embarrassed by the things that I've done, the money that I wasted. I'm gonna get into that. But anyway, I had to give y'all an update on what's going on, but I thought I did the video and I didn't. So here is going to be the do-over of the video that never was uploaded. Okay? Okay. Okay, so now I'm back. Let me go ahead and get into this rehab review because I just had a whole nother moment where I'm like, am I crazy? I don't know what was going on, but it made it seem like I had done the recap review and I didn't. I'm like, come on now. I don't have time for this. I've already taken a nap to, compensate for all of this so that I could be alert and awake. Let me get this done. So hopefully everything will go according to plan. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me through this inconvenience. It's just too much. I'm like, come on now. I'm trying to get it right and stuff still acting crazy. But anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and get into this again. Even though y'all didn't see the first time I did it. Okay, y'all. So the episode started out with Darla teaching Ralph Angel how to swim. At this point, she's teaching him how to float. Now, I don't know how to swim, but I do know how to float. I am very much so open to learning how to swim. I have wanted to learn how to swim for I don't know how long. I'm talking about long before I even left home. One of my relatives has a pool, and nobody was willing to show me at that time how to swim because they were too busy already swimming and all that stuff, having fun, and that would have taken away from their fun, I guess. So I'm like, well, it is what it is. So look, at my big age, I'm gonna have to probably pay somebody to teach me how to swim. My ex lied and said he was gonna teach me how to swim. Like, there have been so many people telling me that they're gonna teach me how to swim and it never happened. And I'm just like, I'm very afraid of the possibility of drowning and stuff like that. And I don't want that. I don't want to have that mindset. I want to be able to know how to swim. That's something I do want to be able to do. I want to be able to learn how to open my eyes underwater as well. I used to try to do that as a child, and my eyes are super sensitive. So I don't know what the tricks are. If y'all know of some tricks that I can do to kind of allow myself to be like, don't be scared. You can open your eyes, and somehow I can ignore the possibility of my eyes becoming irritated. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking about, it's not even water with chlorine in it. Like, I've never been able to like do it without there being some kind of irritation because my eyes are just easily irritated anyway. But yeah, let me know if y'all have some tips on that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to pay somebody apparently so that I can learn how to swim because I do want to be able to do that. I am gonna start going to different functions that do have pools and stuff when the better weather that permits such activities come back around. And y'all know I got the bathing suits for it, so I'm excited. Um, but yeah, I want to be able to actually swim. I don't want to just sit by the side of the pool trying to look a little bit cute or whatever. I want to actually be able to swim a little bit. Like, I really want to be able to get a workout in. Like, for me, I'm always thinking of things that I can do that are just a part of a normal routine or just a part of something that's already going on that it some kind of way can double as exercise. That's just me. That's what I want to do. And it has worked out in my favor. It really has. So that's what I want to stick to. So she teaching him how to swim, and he has to learn to trust her because it can be very scary. It really can be very scary. People always be like, well, all you got to do is this. I love how she's being so patient with him because a lot of people get very, very easily overly anxious when you have the wrong person teaching you anything. Like, I know, especially that's how it go for me. I need for you to be patient with me because I want to get it right. I want to get it right. So she's showing him that it is easy and that he can float and all this other stuff. So she's teaching him the basics. Y'all know that this is a situation where they're teaching their baby how to swim and everything else, which is awesome. I love stuff like that. That has always been, I like watching videos of babies learning how to swim and all of that. It is so cute. So he's learning how to swim. Everybody know how to swim but him. So it is what it is. So tell me why they're at the house. They have Blue on like FaceTime and he done got in trouble at school. Y'all know that the school is like up in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? It's in Washington, D.C. or some child. And they are in good old Louisiana. It's like, wait a minute, baby. You done got in trouble and now your mama got to come up there and set it off at the school. She got to come up there and set it off at the school over you. Now, the grandmama, granted, it does live there, but they need to see the mama, and she wants to be present. So she gonna go talk to them because he didn't got into it with the folks at the school, and he about to be suspended, possibly expelled, all kinds of little stuff, which he does not need. You are already a little black boy. It don't matter if you light skinned. You are a little black boy. You know what I'm saying? They already feel threatened by your intelligence. You over here getting in trouble at the schoolhouse. Don't nobody have time for that. So Darla is packing her bags and she's going to go up there. So that means she's going to have to leave True in his care. So she already has a routine for True. They got like this baby and me type situation. It's some kind of like expensive class that she takes the baby to. And he trying to sit up here and play like he don't know what time the class gonna be, because she like pop quiz, what time is this class? And so he over here trying to play like he don't know what's going on. I'm like, boy, don't tear her nerves up. Like, don't do that. She is pretty much, even though Blue is her child and she gave birth to him, this initially for real for her is like her first time really being a mom, actually being able to play that role from birth up until, you know what I'm saying? Because when she was with Blue, when everything happened with Blue, y'all know she was out of it. She was drugged up. All this, everybody was taking care of him but her. So this is her first time really doing this the right way out the gate. So, you know, she want to make sure everything is right. Like, don't play with her like that. And this is your first time too, sir. So anyway, Charlie, they came to the house. Not Charlie. Why I always want to say Charlie? I feel like I'm thinking of one of her other characters in another show. Billy. Billy is at the house. She done rolled up, and her daddy and her his woman, they coming out. You could say they done been frisky and some more. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's feeling like a third wheel. It's disgusting at this point. And it's like, sir, don't nobody have a problem with you having a girlfriend, but I'm feeling like I'm a third wheel, and I understand that you trying to make it seem like I'm welcome back at the house, but there's too much going on. Let me go on about my business. Let me get out the house and go find me something to do. She ain't got to, do nothing else. I mean, this heifer that came out in like one of his shirts and things. I was like, ma'am, I know that's right. I'm here for all of it. So, y'all, the woman from social services rolled up to Vi's pies. And so she's wondering, has she seen Joaquin? So she want to know what all of this is about. Of course, Vi is going to try to figure out, give me all the information. So she going to kind of lie and make it seem like, no, I hadn't seen him, but if I do, I'll let you know. So all this time, y'all know that she has been asking him what is going on at the house. You know what I'm saying? How your mama doing? Whatever. Joaquin been lying this whole time. Don't nobody know what's going on but him and his little brother. So after the social worker that popped up, now her spidey senses really are kicking in. Because she already was kind of like, I don't like these answers he's giving me, but I ain't got nothing to go off of at this point. So now that the social worker rolled up, and she like, okay, well, if you hear about, his whereabouts or anything, because I'm trying to check up on them and see what's going on. I don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to locate his mama. All this, like, the mama is out of commission. Like, a lot of stuff is going on. The mama is gone. Don't nobody know what's going on. And she is looking like, oh my God. But now I ain't seen him, trying to cover. So, she done seen him because he is working at her place. So anyway, now they're doing stuff at the co-op. And that man, I don't even remember what this man's name is, but every episode he get on my nerves. They're having a meeting with everybody from the co-op, and they trying to talk and trying to figure out what they're going to do about everything with the co-op, because they have to show up to the auction, and if everybody puts in their land and crops and all this other stuff, that would be enough money and collateral, if you will, for them to be able to put up in order to save her land. So, they eventually get that man to get in on it because they were going to need his as well. And I'm just like, man, if you don't get somewhere, that man get on my nerve. So anyway, so Micah then went to the place where he does the NFTs with people, and they over here acting funny towards him. And I'm just like, you don't have to deal with these people. You really don't. But he wants to be seen. He wants to be able to earn their respect. And they acting funny like they are so uppity that if you ain't doing what they want you to do, they won't even say hey, bye, or nothing to you. And I'm like, bruh, why are you seeking acceptance from these raggedy people? But go off though. So the guy is trying to explain to him that you're gonna have to do something better to outdo what you did last time. And that's what they respond to. So this is when he pulls up a meme, if you will, of his mama going off, basically looking like she said, "How dare you?" or whatever, after she finds out that her husband is cheating on her. You know what I'm saying? And he talking about, "Oh, this is perfect." And I'm like, bruh, if you don't get out of here, and he over here looking like, "Oh, well, I don't know." And I'm like, you know this ain't gonna work, right? You know you shouldn't do this, right? You know what your mama got going on currently, right? That ain't gonna do nothing but dredge up old stuff. And she's trying to renew the relationship she once had with this man who is your daddy. Why would you do this? This ain't gonna do nothing but bring up mixed feelings and bring up a lot of hurt, rip off old bandages and wounds. Like, why would you do that? Don't do that, sir. So anyway, we end up seeing Joaquin popping back up to the place. He done popped back up at Vi's Pies because she sent him out to go and get supplies and things for work. And so she was like, "Yeah, I think this is for you." Gave him the card and was like, "Yeah, social worker came by looking for y'all." He trying to figure out if she dropped a dime on him. And he was just like, "No." She was just like, "No." But she came by looking for y'all. And so this is when he finally spills the beans and was like, "Look, they looking for us. They trying to put us in foster care. If they put us in foster care, they gonna split us up. My mama basically got deported by ICE. And we've been living from pillar to post pretty much." And so she was like, "Look, ain't nobody got time for this. Show me where y'all been living." So he did end up having to show her where he is living with the brother. And this is the thing. They hadn't been going to school. So y'all already know the I don't know why I can't think of the people name. Y'all know what they are. The people who it's their job to keep up with the whereabouts of the children. If they ain't been reporting to school, I don't know why I can't think. I guess it's because I ain't been to school in a while, but y'all know what they call. Um they might have had a hand in a little bit too, as far as, uh them not reporting to school. And so outside of the social worker looking for them, that might have been what prompted everything outside of the mama being, picked up by ICE. I don't know why I can't think of them people. It's like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Y'all know who they are. I can't think of what they are. But anyway, juvenile, what I don't know, I don't forgot the name of the people. But that's their job. Their sole job is to see what's going on with the whereabouts of the children at the school. Oh my gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. I'm not finna try no more. If it come to my mind later on, my bad, y'all, because stuff like that, that's how my mind works. I need to figure out what it is, and my mind is going to continue to work on it until I figure out what it is. Juvenile, I don't know why I can't think of it. But anyway, so ended up leaving work to go see where he lived. So he went to this place. I don't know if it's the house that they were living in, but the brother, like I said, they hadn't been at the school. And so the brother is in this hiding place. And so he had to basically tell his brother it's safe to come out. And the brother came out from where he was. And she was like, "Look, don't nobody have time for this. You're coming with me right now. This is where y'all gonna live, because you're gonna have to come where I'm at. You're gonna have hot food, a place to stay, all of this." So, it is what it is. And I'm happy. I'm happy about it. I'm good with it. Because y'all know Violet be having her moments where you gotta kind of look at her sideways, like, all right now, these are children. What you gonna do, sis? So it is what it is. So he, Ralph Angel went to the little, the little children's class. And then we see the trans man. Now, I don't know how many of y'all watch 911 Lone Star, but that's what they are on a lot of the time. And I think the very first time I saw this trans man was on this show, Queen Sugar. And back then I was like, wait a minute, is this a trans man? I don't know what made me ask that. And I looked them up and they are. I was like, oh my gosh. And then they got on that show and they are on the show, and that's exactly what they are, because they are portraying exactly who they are on the show. So the trans man is on here. Apparently he has been trying with his wife to have a baby for quite some time. Finally got the baby. It's a nice, cute, chunky little baby. Oh my gosh, the true is gorgeous. So Hadn't been able to link up with that particular person in quite some time. So they happy to see each other. He's happy to see Ralph Angel because typically when you have little classes like that, it's usually just the women. So I think he might be like the only man that's there. So he kind of feel out of place. And then Black on top of that, so he happy about it. He was like, real fathers, real me. And at this point, I was like, I know that's right. So the classes are going on. They living for it. The baby's living for it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love everything about it. So they got to figure out when they're going to link up again. And like, even outside of that, they're going to have to figure out what they need to do because, you know, he was like, don't let this be like the last time that you do this class. Like, come on now. So Darla has made it to DC. She trying to figure out what did happen. This boy that broke into the like internet because he done read them people. He was like, the curriculum ain't what it needed to give. It ain't giving what it's supposed to give. And I don't like this. You ain't giving me the curriculum that I need in my life. So I'm gonna hack into this and find some other things. I was like, dang, Blue, you done went off. And so despite the fact that he rolled up on the people and was like, y'all ain't challenging me. I feel like we need more diversity. We need to talk about these key players in Black history and all this other stuff so that we can have diversity. He went about it the wrong way. You're not supposed to break into the internet and, you know, the network, all this other stuff like he did, right? And so his mama had to, you know, kind of back him. Like at first he just knew he was going to be all the way in trouble. She was like, he went about it the wrong way, but he did come to y'all and tell y'all that he was bored and he wasn't getting what he needed. So I feel like he should not be punished for that. Now, was he wrong? Yes, we're going to acknowledge the fact that he was wrong for doing this, but we're not going to punish him for telling the truth. Like, it is what it is. So they pretty much saved him from getting expelled, suspended, all that good stuff. So Violet at the house, and Hollywood, at this point in time, he is very skeptical about Joaquin and his brother being at the house because y'all know back in the day, Joaquin ended up breaking into Vi's pies and doing all this stuff back in the day. But it's like he did all that for a reason. Like everything he did was for a reason. It wasn't because he's just this delinquent. Like he really is a good boy. And the fact that she had to convince Hollywood, I was like, oh my gosh, come on now, Hollywood. You know your wife don't be here for nothing. So had to pretty much convince him to allow the kids to stay. And she was just like, look, they ain't got nowhere else to go. They living from pillar to post. It is what it is. So tell me why Billy's husband done popped up. He done popped up. And she looking like, cause where he come from? Like he looking like, yeah, I went to the house, wasn't nobody at the house, meaning her daddy's house. And so somebody happened to be passing by and they saw, you know, they were like, well, I know where she gonna be at. You can follow me or whatever. And so they tried to give instructions, but once they found out who it was, they was like, well, I'm going that way. You can just follow me there. So that's how he ended up even finding where she was at. And I was just like, y'all done went off. So she had, you know, pretty much finished a meeting that they had with the co-op members. He wanted to talk to her, want to know what's going on. She trying to explain to him, I've changed. I've had a lot of things that have happened. There are things that you don't know about me. And so he trying to understand, why do you want to be at this place? Why do you want to be down here? You never wanted to be here. When we got married, you never even allowed our kids, child or whatever, to even visit because you hated this place so much. He does not even know that she has the past that she has. And I'm just like, girl, how are you married to somebody and they don't know about this? I'd be doggone if I get married to somebody and they don't know about what has happened to me, the traumatic stuff that's happened to me. If they don't know that I have been raped, if they don't know that I have been molested, if they don't know about all this traumatic stuff that's happened to me, I don't need to be married. They should know all of these deep, dark things that have happened to me. If you don't feel comfortable enough telling your spouse about that, something is wrong. And I understand it can be hard, but it's like, come on now. Come on. You're going to have to talk. And at this point, she's just like, I don't want to talk about it. And so her daddy, you know, he kind of off to the side. Like, I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, don't nobody have time for this. This is too much. And like, she has never, like, she just pretty much picked up, left, ain't said nothing to nobody. Anytime he tried to reach out, she don't want to say nothing. She don't want to answer the phone. She ignoring all the phone calls. At this point, it's like, I'm your husband. Why aren't you responding to me? I don't know what's going on with you. All I know is that you went home to take care of your daddy, and essentially that was her excuse to get away from him, because she just like, I want to be done. But I don't know how to go about telling him right now. Like, I don't know what I wanted. I don't know what I really want. But at the same time, I know that this is not making me happy anymore. She's becoming fulfilled back home. It's so funny how going back home can kind of make you see things in a different light. When all along, before all of this, when you were at home, the way that things were being portrayed and the things that were happening made you want to run far, far away. I can definitely relate to that. So, Micah is at this art exhibit, photography exhibit, and he sees this woman who is like, she is everything when it comes to anything dealing with the photography world, not knowing that this one picture that he is always fixated on is a picture that she took. So he was like, may I take a picture with you? And, she's trying to explain to him that she sees the potential in him, and that, it's crazy because that one picture, it's a picture of a woman that she used to be with. And so he took a picture of her with the picture of the woman that she used to be with. And she was like, well, now can I take a picture of you? And all of that. And it's like, essentially, he wants her to be his mentor. And we going to see how that go. She like, look, it is what it is. It's like, of all the people for him to run into, how you run into her? Y'all, Nova on the phone with the heifer who been trying to broker a deal for the movie and all this other stuff. And she kept telling her, look, you need to give me an answer. Let me know what you want to do. And she was like, look, I got to think about this. My family is involved. This already almost broke my family before when I wrote the book. So I don't know nothing about all of this. So, she's keeping it under wraps right now. Nobody knows in her family about all of this. So Darla is out and about with Blue. And one of these people that she used to go to school with, or she used to live around, or both, or whatever, when she was living in the DMV in Washington, D.C., I guess. She rolled up. She was like, oh, hey, Darla, how you doing? I ain't seen you in so long. Trying to act like she here for her. She was like, oh, my gosh, who is this? And so she's explaining that that's her son. And she's trying to figure out, this heifer really is sitting up here trying to do the math. Like, wait a minute. And she was like, oh, okay, so this must be Chase's son and all. Like, she's heifer to said it. I was like, oh my God, heifer, if you don't get, she had to tell Blue to go somewhere and get like some stuff, because I think they were at some like yogurt or ice cream spot. So she telling him to go get some extra sprinkles and all this other stuff. And she's trying to explain to her, this ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. His father is the person that I'm married to, whatever. So she's feeling overwhelmed. And she ends up leaving immediately after this heifer going on by her business. Like, this heifer done did the most, y'all. When I tell y'all, I can't. It's like, are you miserable? We'll get to that part later on. So anyway, everybody from the co-op ended up going to the auction. Like, they there bright and early. They excited. Y'all know Sam's raggedy behind was going to be there with bells on. So they going back and forth. They have enough money. They feel like nobody's going to really try it like that, with everybody backing each other. It is what it is. Sam Landry going to walk in the door and just set it off. And I'm just like, sir, they couldn't say nothing. They ended up having to auction off the land and give it to him because he came out of nowhere with this amount of money that it's like they were not going to be able to back it. Now, if Charlie had been there, or Charlie's ex, because whatever makes her happy and makes her family happy, he would have been willing to put up the money for it. That would have been the only way they would have been able to save it in this moment. But yeah, it's not happening right now. And I'm just like, how dare you? Parthena done lost her house, her land, and the crops. She has nothing. I'm just like, come on now. So now they feeling like failures. Y'all know Ralph Angel really feeling like a failure because he really talked it up, made it seem like they were going to be able to get the backing that they need and get everybody doing what they needed to do. Cool, do what you do. So I'm just like, child, don't nobody have time for this. So we end up seeing Billy at the house, and she kind of waiting on her daddy. Her daddy is kind of feeling some type of way because he knows that he feels a certain type of way about the woman that he's with. And she's trying to explain to him, you need to live your life. You had a great time with mom. She's no longer here. You loved her. You had your time with her. But I feel like this person makes you happy. You need to do what makes you feel happy. And I'm in the way, and she gonna figure out what she need to do to get out the way. So we end up seeing Joaquin's daddy. They doing some kind of like little Zoom situation from the jailhouse. And I guess this is something that they were allowing because of COVID. I have no idea if that's what they're trying to, get us to think is happening. And so Hollywood and Violet are talking to him, and he was just like, I'm just so glad that y'all took my sons in and that they're safe. And he's basically trying to give them, temporary legal custody, trying to get them to get temporary legal custody of them until they can get back to their kids. So Joaquin and I think his name Dante, they overhear their daddy and they want to talk to him, and they talking to their daddy, having a good little conversation. It's awesome. The social worker that came by the house, and she just set it off, and she was like, oh, well, you're going to have to get rid of this. You can't have this in the house. So, he got him, Hollywood has him like this nice little bar situation. And so next thing we see is she looking like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? Because she's doing a home visit. Like I said, she's seeing all this stuff, and she like, you're going to have to lock the alcohol up. And they're going to ask this question like, okay, so what you got going on in this house? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to report all the people who live here. And in my mind, I'm like, the way they looked, I was like, are they going to lie? Are they going to lie and say that nobody lives here but me and Hollywood so that they can have a better chance at passing this home evaluation? Then, of course, conveniently, they're going to go to the next scene. And the next scene is Darla and Ralph Angel. And they having them like a little date. They out with the baby and all of this. And they are like legit over there at Vi's Pies. And they're having them like a little date true with them. So this woman done rolled up. And she was like, hey, how you doing? Whatever. And so she sees Billy talking to Hollywood. So this heifer was like, oh, you ain't worried about her talking to your husband? She was, basically trying to talk up the lies of what happened back in the day with Jimmy Dale, her ex-husband, that piece of trash. Woo, child, I never would have thought I would see the day where I could not stand David Allen Greer in a character. Ooh, child, I could not. He did that too well for me. Ooh, child, he tore my nerves up playing Jimmy Dale. So anyway, she had to read, and like Billy could tell by the energy, even if she couldn't fully hear the conversation, she knew she was being talked about. So the fact that Vi stood up for her and was like, it ain't like that, that was a rumor. He took advantage of her. He was over here spreading lies, making y'all think one thing, and it really was something else that was going on. So I was just like, you better stand up the way that you were standing up for Darla too. You better do that. I live for the new Violet. So anyway, now we're seeing Micah. He over here in his feelings because he didn't want this NFT to go live and for people to be able to bid on it, because now he's realizing the error of his ways. And so he was like, look, you want to be seen. I understand what you're trying to do, but this will be a good way to put your foot in the door, get your foot in the door and all this. Like, he really trying to convince him. I'm like, why are you listening to him? You know that this is beneficial to him. This is more beneficial to him than to you, because he ain't got it like that. Because if he did, he wouldn't be so pressed about what you got going on, and he would be putting something up so that he could, like, why wouldn't you want to be the one to surpass everybody else that has ever done an NFT before? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you be working on something like that? He over here trying to ride your coattails, but go off though. So we ended up seeing Billy's husband roll up, and so apparently she invited him to come to Vi's Pies, and so they had like a little moment, and it just is what it is. Like, I feel like he's now understanding that if it's meant for them to be together, then they will be together. But he's just like, I want you to come home, and I just don't understand why you don't come home. We have a child, and she looking like they're in college, like they 19. That's a 19-year-old. Like, what you talking about? And so it just is what it is. They having a little moment, but I'm like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But he is, trying to be hopeful of what their relationship could be. And I'm like, child, she finna divorce you. You might well get over it. Like, Y'all done been together. Y'all time has passed. It is what it is. So they're having a little moment. Prosper to set it off. He over here a part of an inside second line. That's what I'ma say it is. So the woman looking like, wait a minute, Prosper, what you doing? They dancing, having them a good old time. And I was like, okay, you better set it off. Prosper to set it off and asked this woman to marry him. I was like, y'all better do it. I was so happy for them. Like, y'all would have thought that it was a real moment happening in real life. I was so happy for it. Oh my gosh, I live for it. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll be back with some more stuff later on. Bye, y'all.